So what is that one thing that you should never forget in your vegetable garden? Well, it's flowers. I'm going to talk a little bit today about why it is important to have flowers in your garden, which vegetables benefit from having flowers in the garden, and several varieties that are really good at attracting those pollinators. Adding flowers to your garden is going to encourage the pollinators to come into your garden, and then while they are traveling from the flowers, they will also visit your vegetable plants. Now, the ones that benefit from having the pollinators that definitely need them in order to produce is your cucurbits family, which includes things like cucumbers and zucchini, where it's really important to get the pollen transferred from the male flower to the female flower to produce fruit set. Pumpkins and gourds are also good examples. And you do have vegetable plants like tomatoes and peppers and peas that will produce fruit without a pollinator, but the benefits of having the pollinators in the garden is that it does actually promote better fruit set and many times better fruit or vegetable yields within your garden. Now we're going to go over some of the plants that are really good at attracting those pollinators to your garden. Okay, so I have got the Rudbeckia Sahara put into the ground now. I always save a little bit of space in my garden in one of my beds specifically for flowers, and then I tuck a few flowers in some other beds, which I will show you here shortly. My spring anemones are just finishing up, so I want to get something in here that's going to continue to bloom throughout the summer to attract the pollinators. This is a California poppy. It is also really good to have in the garden. Just know, if you don't deadhead this, you will get volunteers coming up the next year. I always like to tuck marigolds in and around my tomato plants, and I put one usually on the end of each of the beds with my tomatoes. These also will self-seed, and you will get volunteers the next year, depending on your zone, but I'm in zone 8B in Oregon, and I always get little volunteers coming up. This here is a nasturtium. They are also really good, but do know they prefer the cooler weather. So this is a volunteer that self-seeded itself from last year. It may suffer in the heat. If you plant them more in the mid to late summer, they will go prolific for us here in Oregon and be a good pollinator for the fall. This plant here is called Bee's Friend. It is also another fantastic pollinator to have in the garden. It does have a really sweet smell to it, and the bees absolutely love it. It's kind of early in the morning, so the bees are just getting started, but by midday this will be covered. Borage is another fantastic plant to have for a pollinator. This will self-seed as well. Calendula is also another good pollinator for the garden. Calendula will also self-seed. These are just one volunteer, or I should say these are two volunteers. I have one in each pot with these tomatoes. There were probably 20 volunteers in these pots from when I had them in here last year. Lavender is another flower that is wonderful for using near the garden. If you don't have room inside your garden, you can plant it outside or in a pot, as well as zinnias and cosmos. And cosmos is another one that will self-seed. So hopefully you found this helpful. As you can see from this goat's beard plant, there are so many different plants that you can use either in or around your garden to attract those pollinators in, help get your plants pollinated, or just help them get better fruit set and a bigger yield. So if you enjoyed this video, we would sure appreciate it if you'd subscribe and become part of our YouTube family. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.